it's time to talk about one of my most anticipated movies of the year. It's Inside Out 2. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina, and I make bookish content here on this channel every week, and then movie reviews here at the weekend. All of my movie reviews are spoiler free, and I will leave a playlist of recent reviews linked up above. In case you can't tell, if you've not been here before from the Disney Tattoo, I am a big Disney fan, and Inside Out is is my favourite Pixar movie. It is my favourite Pixar movie. I love the Pixar movies. Love Inside Out, love Monsters Inc., love Cars. But yeah, look how cute is she, and it's got all the originals on the cup as well. Been using this since I got it. Fun fact, this weekend I have watched Inside Out in not just regular format, but also in IMAX format, so that I can have a look at the two different formats and compare them for you. But I will start off by saying that this movie did not disappoint. As soon as the music at the beginning starts to play over the Disney castle scene, it's like the music from Inside Out, and it's just lush. I think it feels even better waiting to see Joy, because I met Joy in Disney World in Easter, and I've just been thinking about this for so long, and every time I talk about sort of emotions and things in my classroom, I compare them to Inside Out characters and talk about how, we're even feeling the bad emotions, good things, they always work together to make us who we are. And this film basically has that message, all the emotions are valid and everybody needs to work together to make Riley who Riley is. And I think that that's just such a cute message. I've seen a few memes of it knocking about on the internet, and so I'm gonna have to print one of those off for sure and have that in my classroom somewhere near my desk so I remember. But yeah, obviously Riley is getting along. We're introduced to her. This film takes place 2 years after the events of Inside Out 1, which we know she moved from Minnesota to San Francisco. And, the emotions are all getting along. We've got joy, we've got anger, we've got fear, we've got disgust, we've got sadness. Was interested in the fact that, some of the voice actors have changed. We've still got Phyllis Lappin and Amy Poehler, but some of the other voice actors have changed, which is it's an interesting thing, because it's ever so slightly jarring if it is your favorite film, because you're used to these voices being so specifically those people, especially if you watch a lot of The Office, you see a lot of Mindy Kaling, and it's well, this new disgust is not Mindy Kaling anyway. And then everyone's sleeping. Nice little Pixar Easter egg in Joy's bed when she's sleeping. No spoilers though. And suddenly this alarm starts going off, and this alarm is puberty. And it's brilliant, because even if you're watching this with a child who is not of an age where they know necessarily what puberty is, whether they're going through it or not, still the chaos and the sort of slapstick humor hits on that lower level. There's slipping and banging and funny things and people being squished and people being embarrassed, and that level of humor works. And then for those people that know about puberty or are going through puberty at the minute, there's that whole level of emotions, these new emotions coming in, anxiety coming in. We've seen in the trailer anxiety, and she's where should I put my bags? And anxiety comes with this whole load of luggage, and then she comes with these new emotions. We have jealousy. She is. We have embarrassment, who is super cute and is a bit of a gentle giant type of character. And obviously we have Ennui, who my kids are quite sort of excited by, but the kids I teach anyway. And I'm I don't know, Ennui seems to be a little bit villainous in the beginning. I wasn't sure about Ennui, but all emotions are valid, and we feel our emotions, and it's not there's good emotions and bad emotions. There's just emotions which are more positive and emotions which are more negative, but they mix together to make us. But the wrecking crew comes in and puberty takes over, and then we see this sort of battle between the two emotions, and the two groups of emotions. And we we get to experience that fun and games. When the Wrecking Ball crew comes in, there's signs saying like "Pardon our dust," which obviously we know from things having been renovated, and in Disney it's like "Pardon our pixie dust." But "Pardon our dust," puberty is messy, and I'm like, that is so true. That is so true. So yeah, catching up with Riley as a teenager is interesting, and obviously we get a chance to go on some new adventures. So it really does give that that kind of like message of like, you know, puberty is going to feel like this, and we see all the girls with their like deodorants, like applying deodorants or having their like speedy stick in their lockers and things like that, which I think is great. And we see Riley going through that range of like shouting at her mom versus like having all this self-doubt versus being like totally embarrassed over fangirling over new things as she's moving on to high school. We see that transition school from middle school to high school, and like there's all of that on one level. And whilst it does talk on a very sort of meta level, that like deep emotional stuff, and that like puberty, everything's changing, oh my god, it's so difficult to handle level, there are a lot of things that would still be suitable for younger viewers. So it definitely still is that Pixar film that's fun for all the family. I mean, I think there's that misconception with Turning Red that it's not okay for people who don't know what puberty is either. But the fact that they like address it as puberty, alarm going off in this film. I mean, I think that parents might have to answer that question if the child that they take doesn't necessarily know what puberty is. I mean, you know, you go as far as just being like, it happens when you turn 13, or it happens when you're a teenager, or ask me when you're older. But on like another level, there's some moments where like they're disgusted by the idea of having to like ride down a river on a piece of broccoli. Oh no, broccoli, we hate broccoli. We know that Riley doesn't like broccoli. And then there's like moments where there's like one of the little police guys like slipping on some coffee and like falling over, or like somebody being like squeezed into a jar, or somebody having got out of an elevator and they've like squeezed themselves in so much that all the other people in the elevator are stuck in their back. Like slapstick moments like that. There's still like proper Disney Pixar comedy moments, and there's moments where you're like, oh, this is beautiful, and oh, this is like a magical moment of like togetherness, and oh yes, all emotions do need to work together and all emotions are valid. And then there's moments where you're like, oh my god, anxiety is just gonna like break everything, and you're like, well, that's life. Anxiety really could break everything, and it's, you know, quite stressful in parts. I will say the length of this film is just perfect. It's basically just over an hour and a half. And so if you're a little bit like me and you go in after the trailers, although I did get to see the Moana 2 teaser trailer a couple of times, then you're basically in there for just over an hour and a half, which is brilliant. And is a great length, I think, for sort of appealing to the age that this film is appealing to. Is Inside Out 2 as good as the original? Obviously, it's not going to be as good as the original. The original had that wow factor. I always tell people the story of the fact that I made the mistake of watching it for the first time on a plane and then just crying on a plane. But then people, not a lot of people can see you on a plane, is there? But have I already seen it twice, and am I planning to go and see it again? Yes, I am. Should you pay your cinema going money to go and see this one? Yes, I do think you should, because it's just a great day out for lots of different people. I've seen it with my husband. I've seen it on my own. I'm seeing it with friends. And I think that, you know, you would enjoy seeing it with those people. You would enjoy seeing it with your children, with younger children, with older children. I think it's got a bit of something for everybody. Do you have to see it in an enhanced format? I've seen it in iSense. I've seen it in IMAX, and I'm seeing it in a regular format tomorrow. I don't think that you have to see it on the massively big screen. I'm glad I did see it in IMAX because it was formatted for IMAX, but I don't think it's like when you go and see a Marvel film that's been filmed partially in IMAX that it enhances it that much that it's worth the extra cost. I think just seeing it on the big screen as a really nice day out and giving you something to talk about is probably enough. And yeah, if you go see it, Odin, you can get yourself a hideously expensive souvenir cup. I wouldn't normally buy these things, but as I say, Inside Out, favourite Pixar film. Look at them at the bottom there. They're so funny. Brilliant. Okay, as always, if there is a particular movie you would like me to go and watch next week and bring my thoughts to you here, please do let me know in comments. I do have a Scream Unseen coming up, so I will let you know what that is, probably be posted next week. So make sure that you are subscribed and have hit that notification bell to find out what that Scream Unseen that I end up seeing this week is. But yes, I'm currently planning to be at the cinema basically every night next week, so if there's something you want me to review for you, do let me know. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will be back with another video for you very soon, so I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.